In this WrestleTalk news, Seth Rollins shoots on AEW, Cody Rhodes' backstage success in WWE, Alexa Bliss still isn't being used, and more. Subscribe and enable notifications to always on for daily wrestling news videos. Acknowledge the subscribe button.
Support WrestleTalk!
As we shockingly saw on the Raw after Mania, Elias is seemingly done with the company, as WWE have hired in his place his younger, beardless brother, Ezekiel. Some conspiracy theories though that Ezekiel isn't really who he says he is, as he might actually be NXT wrestler LA Knight. Knight. Following Ezekiel's debut, Knight's name actually began to trend on Twitter, with so many people pointing out the similarities for how they look. To clear up the confusion, Ezekiel has taken over his older brother Elias's Twitter account, presumably because WWE owned it, so they just repurposed it for him, and has posted the statement, "Hey guys, since Elias is gone, I'll be taking over his Twitter. I'm his younger brother, Ezekiel." And he's also helpfully changed his name on the platform to Ezekiel, Elias's younger bro. Although the Twitter handle still says, "I am Elias." PW Insider is reporting Ezekiel is set to be a babyface on Raw, and his older brother Elias has been removed from the internal backstage WWE roster. Someone might want to tell the .com team that though, as Elias is still listed on the website. And again, their roster page does look buggy. I'm seeing double here. 4 Roman Reigns-es. Someone Vince McMahon definitely knows the identity of though, is Stardust. One of the most direct ways to Vince's heart, unless you're the Fiend, is to sell loads and loads of merchandise. That was supposedly one of the main reasons WWE never turned John Cena heel in the early 2010s, because they were afraid it would affect how many t-shirts he sold to idiots. And kids. We're also idiots. And yet another good sign for Cody, after one of the all-time great WrestleMania returns and an emotional follow-up promo on Raw, PW Insider is reporting WWE have sold out of all 3 of the Cody t-shirt designs they put on sale during WrestleMania weekend. WWE. Just a t-shirt company. In a carefully orchestrated PR blast since his WWE return just several days ago, Cody has conducted numerous interviews to promote his comeback. And also, if I'm being cynical about it all, to control his narrative, to put over returning to WWE has always have been his dream, while underplaying his departure from that other wrestling company he kind of founded that he said he'd be with until the day he died. Potentially shaped by his experience of being a promotion's co-executive vice president, Cody has admitted, "I don't think I want a management job in wrestling ever again. I don't think I was mature enough for it," which dampens speculation that his most complicated wrestling contract ever would involve an executive position behind the scenes in WWE. Cody showed a glimmer of self-awareness though, adding, "Never say never, just in general, because in just 6 years we're having this conversation and I've completely gone back on what I've said." Yeah, you did kind of go back on everything you said there and all the thrones you bashed in with a sledgehammer. Before we get on with the rest of the video, I'd just like to say a big thank you to this episode's sponsor, Surfshark VPN, which you can get 83% off and 3 months free if you go to surfshark.deals/WrestleTalk and use the code WrestleTalk. Surfshark VPN lets you trick your device into thinking it's in another country, which opens up a whole new world of content libraries. If you're in the UK, you can watch US Netflix, which has a far bigger selection of movies. If you're outside the UK, you can watch the BBC iPlayer. And if you're in the US, you can finally get access back to the old WWE network with its far superior functionality. I hate change. We've all been using Surfshark here at WrestleTalk for years now. It's our official VPN. And it doesn't just let us gain access to all the wrestling, it also secures our networks by encrypting internet traffic, keeping our location and download history private. My collection of ultra swole Pokemon must be protected at all costs. And my favorite feature for this is that Surfshark knows when my phone leaves a trusted connection like my home or work internet, and it immediately turns on to prevent interference. It's like having a babyface wrestling faction for your phone. So sign up to Surfshark today by clicking our link in the video description below, surfshark.deals/WrestleTalk, where you'll get 83% off and 3 months free if you use the code WrestleTalk. We'd really appreciate if you at least check them out, as they're a great company and we love working with them. Support WrestleTalk and support your internet privacy with Surfshark. Cody's big WrestleMania return opponent was Seth Rollins, who can be heard shouting at him during the match, "Welcome back to the big leagues, bitch!" which kind of insinuates that other wrestling promotion Cody was in isn't the big leagues. And just in case you thought that was said in the heat of the moment, Seth has heavily doubled down on that in his interview with Gorilla Position. This, the WWE, is the premier professional wrestling company on the planet. I know, don't say professional wrestling, doesn't matter. We have the best in the world, and now we have Cody Rhodes on top of that, and he is joining that club. If you want to be the best, don't go play rinky-dink. Come here. We are the best. I'm not taking anything away from anybody else who is anywhere else. I love it. Do what you do. You guys are tremendous. There's great talents out there, but this is where you are the best. This is where you find out if you can hack it on the top level. What do you think Seth could be referring to? Let me know in the comments down below. But Rollins isn't the only one having not so subtle interactions with their rival company, as the Young Bucks and Kevin Owens are leaving each other secret messages in their Twitter bios like Forbidden Lovers. Forbidden Lovers, title of your emo indie tag team. And actually, as I'm saying this, Kenny Omega and Kota Ibushi's too. No, they were Golden Lovers. After the post-WrestleMania Raw went off air, Cody Rhodes wrestled Kevin Owens in the dark match, i.e. just for the fans in attendance only, where at one point following a super kick, Owens did the Young Bucks pose. KO is very good real-life friends with the Bucks, where he even teased jumping ship to join them when his WWE contract was coming due late last year. Replying to KO's shout-out, the Bucks changed their Twitter bio to read, "What up, Kev?" To which Owens seemingly replied, "Hi, friends!" But it seems with Cody joining the team, WWE just didn't have enough space for everyone over the weekend, because while practically everyone who works for the company was flown into Texas to be on hand for WrestleMania, Alexa Bliss still had nothing to do. PW Insider is reporting Bliss was not in Dallas for any of the WrestleMania weekend events, which is very odd considering how even those who aren't scheduled to wrestle are usually brought in to do the many other things that take place at the same time, like media interviews, fan meet and greets, to hang out backstage at shows, or just to attend the Hall of Fame ceremony. Even Shane McMahon was there, and he was effectively fired 2 months ago. There was even an Alexa's Playground set up at WrestleMania Access for fans to take pictures in, but instead of real Alexa, they had a cardboard cutout there instead. And Bliss herself has now hinted this wasn't her choice. A quick recap on the last year for Alexa Bliss. She was split from The Fiend in one of the worst WrestleMania matches ever last April, got a spooky doll called Lily that sometimes came to life. The Fiend was released, and she was left to feud with Charlotte Flair, who ripped that doll to shreds after beating her at SummerSlam, where Bliss then foamed at the mouth on the stage weirdly. Bliss then wasn't seen until January, where Raw started airing therapy vignettes to help her get over Lily's destruction. She was brought back for the Elimination Chamber match in February in a hastily announced return, made it to the final two there, and lost. She hasn't been seen on WWE TV since. No dark matches, no media appearances, no new vignettes. Bliss is due to get married to musician Ryan Cabrera very soon, and it's thought her absence could be to prepare for the big day. She replied to a fan over the weekend asking when is she getting back in the ring with, "I'm ready when they are," shrugging emoji. This isn't the first time Bliss has publicly tweeted that she doesn't know what's going on with her and WWE, posting on the 18th of March, "I'll just wait here, I guess," and back on the 1st of March following her Elimination Chamber return, shrug emoji. Where's Alexa at that Monday's Raw, and tweeting, "Yeah, I don't know." Shrug emoji. Shrug emoji. The 2022 version of creative has nothing for you. What do you think is going on with Alexa Bliss? Let me know in the comments down below. Someone who very much is back and in action though is Samoa Joe, who turned up at the end of ROH's Supercard of Honor show last Friday in the first show run under the ownership of Tony Khan. Khan quickly tweeted that the latest toy he's bought will be appearing for both ROH and AEW, and now he's gone one further, revealing he'll have his debut match on tonight's episode of Dynamite. Arriving last week at ROH Supercard of Honor, Samoa Joe is signed with AEW and has said that he plans to dominate. Samoa Joe debuts in AEW versus Max Caster in an Owen Hart Foundation men's tournament qualifier bout on AEW Dynamite Live. life. I don't know what I'm more looking forward to. Joe killing someone, or Max Caster's rap about Joe in a poncho. Poncho Joe, Poncho Joe, Poncho Joe. Where's Poncho? There was a time though in the late noughties where if you were let go from WWE due to medical or behavioural issues, you could always count to appear in the Impact Zone for TNA a few weeks later, like Kurt Angle and Jeff Hardy. The last years of Joe's run in WWE was plagued with bouts of him not being medically cleared to compete due to concussion and a wellness policy violation. As a result, he's only wrestled once in the last 26 months. Him, along with Jeff Hardy, again, who was let go from WWE because of bizarre behaviour, could expose a flank of AEW's perception, where WWE can criticise them for using talent who they wouldn't allow to compete in a ring. Now go watch our latest list over on Parts Fun Known, 10 WWE superstars who won their first championships in terrible matches.
Pyro, ballyhoo, pomp, circumstance. When all of these things are combined with a great match, you can really make a title win feel special. Brock Lesnar capturing the WWE title from The Rock, Daniel Bryan overcoming his former pro to win the United States Championship. Delectable stuff. However, while winning your first title may be a dream come true for some, for others it was a night they would like to forget.